This is a true story.
We met in a bar.
A month later, we saw each other at a party again. And then a few weeks later, we had our first date. We were having dinner, it was late. We both had onion rings on our plate. The conversation got very serious, and I turned to Terry and I said, if I could marry you right now, I would. And he picked up an onion ring and gave it to me.
Stuck out his finger.
And I did the same. And then we ate our engagement rings. So true story, I knew it was right when we first met. I moved in several months later in 96, and then we started planning for Terry's retirement in 97, and we built a house out here in Arizona and moved out the following year.
There's an 11-year difference between us, so that was one of our decisions, sitting around our kitchen table and really had to ponder a little bit of what we want to do with I say the end of your life decisions, and sometimes those are really tough things to talk about. We said, if we have to spend the rest of our life somewhere, what a beautiful place here at Friendship Village. It feels like home.
In 2003 or 4, we went and bought rings in Jerome and put them in a safety deposit box, hoping that we would be able to marry one day. And it was in 2008 when California opened the window. We took advantage of going to California and we married in California. It was us, our pastor in a big Lutheran church.
Yeah, St. Mark's Lutheran Church in downtown San Francisco. And it was really kind of special. It was a great day, but there was 5 of us.
And it wasn't recognized. I tried to get partner benefits for Terry at a few of my employers, and they denied the benefits.
We visited the county clerk's office and wanted to get a marriage certificate or register our California marriage license, and was refused. That's kind of disheartening a little bit. So all of a sudden we were sitting here, I feel our relationship is just as strong as a lot of heterosexual couples. And of course, this guy approached the lawyer at our church, and it started the whole process for us. And we had nothing but support.
And this really just happened out of our church. And then other people rallied behind us. And we had people at our congregation come up and say, if you win this lawsuit, my son who's in Colorado can come down here and get married and marry his partner. And so it made a huge difference. We had nothing but positive support from it. So
I also think that marriage equality, especially in the LGBT community, really means that the people who made a commitment to each other can live as a family.
Openly. Authentically.
I look back to 10 years ago, it's been a good ride, and a very positive ride. And I think we've changed people's lives a little bit. Moving into Friendship Village, it was amazing the amount of support that we had.
They had to fight through quite a bit of adversity. I admire that. Unfortunately, it shouldn't be, but is and has and will continue to be a difficult thing to do. And so I think, again, seeing their vulnerability, their willingness to stand up for what they believe in, regardless of how people might feel about it, that's inspiring to me. And I think that just only added fuel to the fire of our success with people selecting Friendship Village as their home.
When we first moved in at the Welcome Coffee, I stood up and told our story about the lawsuit. People applauded, staff and residents. And then afterwards is when the impact of what we just did here at the Village kind of hit us. I can't tell you how many families, like grandparents, came up to us and said, well, my son is gay, or my daughter is gay, or, and so it was liberating for us, but I think it was more liberating for them to know that there were people here that were older and accepting.
We had one gal here decided to start pulling a pride group together. Everything is just, I'm calling it matured a little bit. And so we have a very, very good pride family here at Friendship Village. Becoming senior citizens, it's kind of interesting to say that you've actually grown here as senior citizens. Maybe we matured a little bit more by being here.
I think we're thriving.
Wrap your arms around people that you think you don't have anything in common with. It might be sexuality, race, it might be religion. You need to see each other as human beings. People really want to say hi. It's friendship wave all the time. So we feel very, very comfortable here.
I go back and look at what my parents had. Every morning, my father kissed my mother, who was a stay-at-home mom, goodbye. And I wanted a marriage just like that. I wanted that, but with a man. And I found it in this person. I wake up every day and I look at him the way I looked at him 30 years ago. I still see the lover, the friend, the man that I was drawn to 30 years ago.
They have really made an effort to be inclusive here at Friendship Village. And that makes it easier for the LGBT folks as well.
It just feels like home.